you might have decided that you wanted to budget or cut things out of your budget so that way you can save more, invest more, or pay off even more debt. And you might be thinking, where am I going to cut? Like, what kind of things should I be cutting out of my budget? And in this video, Nakisha and I are going to show you 5 different things that you should never waste your money on. Hi, I'm Shayna of The Wealth Vibe, and I create videos to help you eliminate debt, grow your income, and build your wealth. And I'm collaborating with Nakisha on this video because she shares the same mission, especially for single moms. So I'm going to have her introduce herself to you right now.
Hi, my name is Nakisha, and I'd like to thank Shayna for doing this collaboration video with me. On my channel, I give tips and resources on how to make money from home and find success with side hustles. So if you're into that type of information, I'd love to have you join me over on my channel. Each and every week, I drop videos on how I turn my side hustle into my main hustle. So if you want to know how to supplement your full-time income, how to make part-time money from home, or how to go from zero to hero using social media, come on over and subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you as a part of the tribe.
Before we get into the 5 things to never waste your money on, go ahead and smash that like button if you like to save money and cut frivolous spending out of your budget. And if you're with Nakisha and I, hit that like button right now. One thing that you'll want to do is avoid all types of bank fees. So that's account maintenance fees, transfer fees, ATM fees, any type of fee that they have. And you'll want to do the same when it comes to credit card fees. So those are the annual fees and the interest charge fees. You want to avoid them. In the past, I personally have paid account maintenance fees and overdraft fees, and it just hit me like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this when the money that I actually put into the bank, they are using it to make money? So why would I be paying fees for them to make money from me another way? It just makes no sense whatsoever to be paying fees when the banks are already making money off of you. Like, don't feed them. So big banks are actually making upwards to $34 billion off of overdraft fees alone every single year. So can you imagine how much money they're actually making when you factor in the maintenance fees and the transfer fees and all other types of fees? Because like I said, those were overdraft fees in 1 year, $34 billion that big banks were making. And on average, the average American is paying about $329 in fees per year. That's money that you could be using towards your debt, to invest, or to save. So do not feed these big banks any more money by paying these fees. My suggestion to you is to find banks that do not have any fees. And there are tons of them out there. So you'll want to find a bank that has no maintenance account fee and no fees for transfers as well. But if you have to have a bank that has a maintenance fee, you'll want to try to avoid that fee by having like the minimum direct deposit account that they ask for on a monthly basis, just to avoid those fees. But like I said, there are tons of banks out there nowadays that don't have any fees. And I personally bank with 2 banks that don't have any account fees. So I bank with Simple Bank that I use for my digital envelopes, and I have a video on that linked up in the cards above if you're interested in checking that out. And I also bank with Capital One 360, and that's the bank that I use to pay all of my bills out of. And both of these banks actually offer sign-up bonuses. If you create an account with these 2 banks, you'll actually get anywhere from $20 to $25 just for opening an account with them. And I'll have my link down below for both those banks if you're interested in checking them out, because there's no reason for us to be making the big banks richer when they're already rich enough.
Another way to never waste your money is on cell phone plans. I know, we all need our cell phones, but what if I told you could save $75 or up to $100 a month by simply switching to a prepaid cell phone plan? There was a point in time where I was on a standard cell phone plan and I received a bill that month for $250. I will never forget that moment. And I called the cell phone company company and asked for them to explain why my bill was so much extra. And then they told me I went out of town and there were some roaming charges. And then there was a state tax and a city tax and these fees that basically they couldn't explain to me. And I was just simply done with standard cell phone plans. How about if you could change to a prepaid cell phone that gives you unlimited talks and texts and unlimited data every single month for one flat fee with no additional fees? That's what I chose to do. I own my iPhone 8 Plus outright. I'm absolutely okay with it. Absolutely fine. It's doing me amazing online, on the phone, all kinds of stuff. And I pay a flat fee every single month. Now that's extra money that I can take and put into my savings account, toward my travel fund, towards my kids' tuition plan that I don't have to give away every single month unnecessarily.
Don't buy subscription boxes, okay? Don't buy them. They're a waste of money. So subscription boxes are those things like the Dollar Shave Club, Birchbox, Curlbox, and those things where they send you a box full of items at a subscription price. And so these boxes tend to renew on a monthly basis, and they end up being like a bill for materialistic items that you really don't need. And they end up selling you on the idea that you'll save money with these boxes because you get to try out a few different things. But what I found in the past when I've tried them out is that most of the time the boxes are filled with things that I don't really end up liking. And then the one product that I might end up liking ends up costing me about $25 when you start to factor in the cost of the box and the shipping fee for that box. The one item that you ended up liking costs you more money than it would have costed you if you just went into the store and picked it up. So that's pretty expensive. And a lot of the time, some of these boxes, they send you sample size items. So can you imagine finding one item in a subscription box that you like and you pay $25 for the box and it was a sample size item of like 1 ounce of product? Like, that makes no sense. So subscription boxes cost anywhere from $10 to $50 on a monthly basis, and that's just on average. I've seen subscription boxes cost even more than that. So if we take the average amount, that's anywhere from $120 to $600 per year on subscription boxes. And like I said, most of the time you end up with stuff that you don't like in the boxes. So you just spent upwards to $600 on things that you have no use for. They end up cluttering your house, you don't like them, and it was a waste of money. And what I suggest is that you actually just go and buy things from places that have a really good return policy. If you go to Sephora, you can actually get samples for some of the items that you want to try. And even if you buy them, you can actually still return them and get your full money back even after you've opened the item. So I find that to be a better solution than trying out subscription boxes that end up being very costly to you. And that's money that you can put into a sinking fund. If you spend $10 to $50 a month on a subscription box, you could be putting that money into a sinking fund that accumulates over time. So that way you have even more money to buy the products that you know that you like and love and will actually use. And so that's a better way to spend your money. So don't waste your money on subscription boxes. It's just a waste.
Next is eating out. I can remember when I was working full-time in corporate America, I would spend at least $5 to $10 a day on lunch. That's not including the days I didn't feel like making dinner or when I went out on the weekends with my friends. I would look at my banking transactions and just see food. Like, oh my gosh, girl, are you that hungry? Like, I started to look at all the money that I was spending on eating out and decided enough was just enough. I decided to go to the grocery store and buy fresh fruits and produce and meats and stuff that I could cook at home and actually take my lunch to work and stay home at night when you don't feel like cooking. Pop something in the microwave or do whatever you have to do to get that cost of food down. Now listen, I'm not saying take away everything because we all want to go out with our friends sometimes. But if you can just simply reduce the amount of times you eat out, you will save yourself so much money. Now I hardly ever eat out. With me working from home and only going out on the weekends or meeting my friends every now and again for lunch dates, I don't spend that much money on eating out. I know for certain that I've saved at least $250 a month by shopping for groceries and eating at home. Stop eating out, save yourself some money, put it in your savings account.
Many people think of the lottery as a great investment, and that's because it's a low cost with a low barrier to entry, and it has super high reward. And so actually, as I'm recording this video right now, the Powerball has a jackpot worth over $500 million. And so that's a really, really high reward. But the chance of you winning such a jackpot is really low. And most of the time when people do win the lottery, they end up broke again. And that's really because they tend to have money management issues. And having more money doesn't solve money management issues. Actually, a budget does that. It's much better at it. Hit the like button if you know someone in your life that has been purchasing lottery tickets for years upon years upon years. And the sad thing about it is that they haven't won. And if they have won, they probably haven't won anything more than $500. It's not really a wise investment when you think about it, because if you would have put the money that you spend in lottery tickets over the course of 30 years into the stock market, you would actually become a millionaire. But most of the people that we know who have been investing into the lottery system, they've been spending hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars every single week, every single day in the lottery over years and years, and they are still in the same financial situation that they're in. It's really sad when you think about it, because the average person in America is spending $223 a year on lottery tickets, and they still are millionaires. So it makes a lot more sense to take that money that you would have spent in the lottery and put it into your IRA, because you have a higher likelihood of ending up being a millionaire after you've invested it into your IRA. So now I have a bonus for you. Now that we've gone over the 5 ways to never waste your money, I also want to thank Nakisha for offering up 2 of those tips. Now it's time for you to check out this budget video, because we have to get those things out of our budget so that way we can invest more, save more, and pay off more debt. I hope you really enjoyed this video and it was helpful. And if it was, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you can check out the next video that I release. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.